Ladies and gentlemen, we about to talk music. Now, y'all see our boy Cam right over here. That's a legend. A lot of folks still try to say that he slept on, whether it really matters or if he even cares, because he's doing this thing with sports. But one thing that is not talked about enough is his little run that he had after his 2-year hiatus because he had to deal with his mother being sick. May she rest in peace. But after that 2-year break that he had, he was dropping nothing but straight fire. And as a matter of fact, this is his first album that he dropped after that 2-year break. Now, around this time when he dropped this album, he had the biggest buzz in New York City. And y'all tell me if I'm lying or not, because obviously I'm not from New York. I used to just read about it all the time. And I'm giving New York because obviously outside of that, you had Drake and you had Gucci Mane. But it ain't just about this, because he also had them Gangsta Grillz mixtapes that he was dropping with Vado and the UN and the albums. He pretty much set the tone because all of them was fire. Alright, y'all. So y'all see it right over here, Boss of All Bosses. This is the very first one that started it all. Now you see DJ Drama. You see what it say right there? Gangsta Grillz. So let me say this before I go any further. Back then, you knew a mixtape was going to be hard when it said Gangsta Grillz on there, or you heard DJ Drama yelling on the song, because the thing is, I don't know any other DJ that can pull that off. There's so many DJs out there. First off, when the DJ be yelling all over the song, people get annoyed. They don't want to hear the song anymore. You killing their vibe. DJ Drama, the only DJ I know that can sit up there and yell on a song and it make the song sound even better. I don't know what it is. Like, Gangsta Grillz had a reputation back then. Like, when you drop a Gangsta Grillz mixtape, this about to be hard. That music is hard. So him yelling on it just made it even sound better. I don't know any other DJ that can pull that off. DJ Khaled never did it for me. Most of the time when he used to yell on them records, people used to get annoyed. Matter of fact, DJ Clue barely even said anything on them records. But I ain't hear nobody complain about him, but I don't know him to pull that off either. DJ Drama, he from Philadelphia, but that's an Atlanta DJ. So I will gladly claim him for being below the Mason-Dixon line, even though I'm not from Atlanta. So this was my favorite out the whole collection for the longest, because it was too many songs on here that I just had on repeat. And one thing about Cam that a lot of folks don't really mention is the fact that he's a great beat selector. That is very important if you're an artist. There's a lot of y'all favorite artists out here who are not that great at selecting beats. And I'm talking about he can pick a beat or he can just grab raw talent off the street, because he had A-Rap music all over these projects. Not the Heatmakers. I don't even know if he was messing with the Heatmakers around this time. I can't remember. But other than that, though, he had When I Hustle featuring Rick Ross. He had Land of the Dealers. He had Ric Flair. He had Blow My High. It was too many songs that I just had on repeat. Now, the song that really got me to the point where now I got this song on repeat, or now this is my favorite mixtape out of all the Boss of All Bosses, and I couldn't really appreciate all of them, was this song called Fair Story. That was a Vado solo. That's your boy Vado right over there. At the time, that was Cam's new artist. Now remember, Cam gave us Juelz Santana and Jim Jones. And if you don't know who Vado is, he's also from Harlem, and he actually came up with your boy Jay Mills. Y'all remember Jay Mills. And if y'all don't, he was another artist. He used to sign a lot of record deals, but couldn't really do nothing with that record label. But I thought he was about to get his big break, because he ended up signing to Young Money. Y'all remember Young Money. Everybody wanted to be a part of Young Money. And the thing is also, Cam, like I said, he gave us Juelz Santana and he gave us Jim Jones. So I was definitely rooting for Vado, and I was definitely rooting for Jay Mills too. And reason why I'm saying this, because you got artists that like to sign other artists, but the thing is though, they don't be doing nothing with them and just be wasting time. But I could trust Cam because he already done gave us two. And same thing with Wayne, because he already had Drake and he had Nicki. And the thing is, Cam did do a good job promoting Vado, because I didn't know who he was beforehand. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other folks out there who didn't know who Vado was before he signed to Cam. Cam was doing all these mixtapes with him and all these albums trying to get his name out, to the point where he did get a record deal. And I was hoping he was going to do the same thing with Vado that he did do for Juelz Santana. And I remember seeing the article saying that, yeah, man, I'm trying to make Vado a megastar, because the thing is with Cam, he was always one of them folks, he would like to blow an artist up so he could just kick his feet up and sit behind the scenes. And even when Vado left Cam and went to DJ Khaled, I was still rooting for him. That's how much I believed in him. So as y'all can see, this is the second edition. As soon as this came out, everybody was like, oh yeah, this the best one. But I wasn't completely sold yet because, like I told y'all, all the songs from the first one still had me in the chokehold. So it took me like years to really understand and get that, okay, this was definitely the best one. But I finally caught on. I give credit to Vado and Cam because they both did their thing. Now, if y'all never listen to Vado, he is definitely a lyrical monster, a lyrical genius, whatever you want to call him. But your boy Cam was definitely going bar for bar with him. And the reason why I say that, because a lot of times when folks think of Cam, they always think about him in his Rockefeller days when he was heavy with the pink in the beginning. And a lot of times they used to try to question his lyrics around that time, even though he was saying a lot of stuff that went over people's head. But I definitely give him credit for this right over here. And this not me just being biased. But the thing is, around this time, when he had dropped this mixtape, I think this mixtape got pushed back. A lot of Gangsta Grillz mixtapes got pushed back because of that little earthquake in Haiti. So he was supposed to drop this mixtape the same day Fabolous dropped his There's No Competition too. Fabolous ended up pushing his back too, because remember, that's a Gangsta Grillz also. But he pushed his back way further. So this ended up coming out the same day as Yo Gotti's Cocaine Music 3 or 4. I can't remember. But hey, all classic. This the third boss of all bosses. What made this one so different, this came out at the end of 2011. But prior to this coming out, all the other boss of all bosses were free for download. This one was on iTunes. So you had to purchase to listen to this. Now, that was kind of the trend around that time because it was like two trends. The first trend was a lot of these folks were dropping mixtapes, and if it was well received, they'll drop an EP for it. After that, it was, all right, I'm going to start putting these mixtapes up for purchase. Because remember, we ain't had streaming services around 2010, 2011. A lot of times when these folks were dropping these mixtapes, it was free. And they weren't making no money off of it unless they was actually selling it on the street. Because they was actually doing that before that Piff and Live mixtapes came out. So before this mixtape came out, they had dropped two more Boss of All Bosses mixtapes. They dropped a 2.5 and a 2.8. So I guess it was taking too long to drop this one right over here. And then on top of that, they did two albums. They did a Guns and Butter and they did a Heat in Here. And also around that time, Diplomats had actually had a reunion and they were supposed to do another album. And they signed a deal and everything. Also, they did songs with Dr. Dre. And we still haven't heard that yet. They recorded them songs all the way back in 2010. I'm still waiting on it right now. Y'all can just go ahead and just leak it right now, please. So like I said, this was definitely a great run for Cam. I feel like it ain't talked about enough, even with your boy Vado. He done moved on. He signed to DJ Khaled and Cash Money. I don't even think he signed with them no more. But he still make great music, but it ain't the same. I feel like he made his best music when he was signed with Cam. And on a side note, every member in Diplomats done had their moments, and I always said Cam was the best. But as of right now, people done said this so many times, but I'm going to say it too. I feel like Jim, he the best one in the Diplomats right now. Okay, because he drops consistent albums and he done stepped it up with his rapping. But I ain't trying to argue with nobody. I'm done. Y'all be blessed out there.